Hello, this is the Circularity Catalyst Podcast, where regenerative thinking meets real-world strategy. I'm your host, Ken Alston. Hello, I'm Ken Alston, and this is the Circularity Catalyst Podcast, where we explore the leaders, frameworks, and decisions that move us towards a regenerative, life-supporting future. And today, I want to ask a simple but urgent question. Where are the leaders? I don't mean the ones who collect titles or who wave ESG reports like flags. I'm talking about the kinds of business leaders who understand that true leadership means responsibility for life, not just quarterly earnings. For over 40 years, we've seen flashes of leadership in sustainability and circularity. Ray Anderson at Interface, Anita Roddick at The Body Shop, Paul Polman at Unilever. They tried. But most of these efforts, while noble, still stayed safely inside the linear model. They focused on reducing harm rather than creating conditions that sustain life. CSR came along, ESG followed, but neither has transformed the business operating system. And here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. Most corporate executives today are not leading. They're managing. They're optimizing. They're reacting. But they are not rethinking the fundamentals. And yet, the moment absolutely demands it. Because we're not just facing ecological degradation, we're facing what I call viticide. The systematic destruction of the conditions that make life on Earth possible. And I have to ask, don't these executives have children, grandchildren? Do they not see what kind of world they're leaving behind? And if they do, why are they still acting as though maximizing shareholder value is the only end game? At Circularity Edge, I help organizations do both, grow profits and improve the conditions that support life. If that's the kind of business you want to lead, not just manage, then let's connect. My email and website are on the screen. You see, this isn't just about emissions or plastic waste. It's about how we define our role on this planet. In the Bible and many ancient texts, humans were given dominion over the earth, not to dominate, but to steward. That dominion comes with a duty, a sacred responsibility to care for the creation of all life, not kill it. If you've ever looked at your child or grandchild and wondered what kind of future they'll inherit from you, then this moment is your invitation. Now let's go back in time almost 60 years. In 1967, Harvard economist John Kenneth Galbraith published The New Industrial State. In it, he warned that corporate technocrats, not visionary leaders, were quietly taking over. He described a managerial class more focused on internal planning and maintaining stability than on the public good or long-term stewardship. Does that sound familiar? It does to me. I was part of that technocracy for over 20 years. Thankfully for me, I was in a family-owned company that embodied that care inside the company's credo. Galbraith saw it coming, a system where profit becomes God and leadership is reduced to compliance. And I can't help but wonder, if Galbraith were here today, what would he say? I suspect he'd say the technostructure won. That we're now 10 times more efficient, but at creating harm. But I also think he'd see an opening, a crack in the corporate armor. He might say that we're finally at a threshold moment, that a new kind of leader, one rooted in values, vision, and verifiable beneficial impact, could actually change the game. So today I'm putting out a call. If you're that kind of leader, or you want to become one, this podcast is your room. And if you know someone who belongs in this conversation, someone who's already doing the work but flying under the radar, I'd love to feature them. You can message me at circularitycatalyst.com because we need more than posts and pledges. The COP meetings have become a running joke, a talking shop, not a doing shop. We need people willing to show up and actually lead, to step up, to say, yes, I will lead for my company, for my family, for life on Earth. Thanks for listening. Please share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'm Ken Alston, and this is the Circularity Catalyst Podcast. Let's raise the bar. Let's build the future together. I'm your host, Ken Alston.